What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Good Faith Show. I'm your host, Andre Morton, and the Good Faith Show is only exclusively on the ATP Network. You can catch the ATP Network on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, Twitter, and YouTube. Of course, YouTube, right? Excuse me, y'all. Happy Sunday again. But I got some shameless plugs for you guys. So, like the video, it's free. It don't cost you nothing. Helps us out in the algorithm. And also too, follow the ATP Network Twitter account. I handle is at ATP Network 247. And also too, shop official ATP Network merch. The link is below at ATP Network at myshopify.com. So, you can buy tie pins and hoodies, shirts, ATP Network shirts, hoodies. We got fuck Israel with me with the two middle fingers. I don't know who the fuck will wear that. I mean, it's like, who the hell is that nigga? I might take that one off. You know what I might do? I might, instead of putting my face on it, I might just put fuck Israel, then put the circle with the line through it with Israel flash better than just have my ugly monkey face on there. But and also we got Mike's, aka Left Independent Special Edition Caligula drum T-shirts as well. So there's a lot. There's plenty of stuff for you to shop, man. Like shop there, man. Support our little, bitty network. I know maybe some of you probably saying it's too premature to have a online store when you have no following. I know that. I know that, but hey, why not, man? Like, you gotta try. I mean, you know, so yeah. And also to go to GazaFunds.com where you can help Palestinians any way you can. You can share their campaigns or you can donate. Do what you gotta do, man. Um, so yeah. Today will be probably a short live stream because I really ain't got much to talk about. There's really nothing out there. I mean, the Trump Epstein stuff, I touched on that. ALC crashing out. I mean, I'm gonna talk about that, but this time it's from a person that AOC sycophant. But I'm cool with her, so I mean, I'm not mad at her. I mean, because I don't fuck with ALC no more, don't mean nobody else does. Um, but talk about that, and also too, Roland Martin being a sip for Democrats and mad at Vicky Dillard because because she's right. Like Vicky Dillard is right. Like I just don't understand the simping with some of these Democrats sycophants, man. So yeah, man. Y'all noticed there's no clip I play before I start this. So, but I got something different. Let me share my screen for a second. Um, I mean, like this is the inevitable future right here, man. Um, it says this is for More Perfect Union on Twitter. It says CEO Bill McDermott, we're slowing down the hiring jobs that are, quite frankly, soul crushing jobs. So it says soul crushing jobs. You mean the highest paying jobs? Think about people that talk to customers. There's no prep work anymore. Their AI teammate is doing that for them. They work hard 24 by 7. You don't have to pay them. Of course you don't have to pay them. Like that's why you try to replace people with AI, you idiot. Wow, these supposed to be some of the smartest people, but they're the dumbest people too. Oh man. And they don't need any lunch and they don't have any healthcare benefits, so they're very affordable. See, he said it out loud. Like these motherfuckers don't like you, man. Like this is why I don't get why people sit for being there so much. These motherfuckers don't like you, bro. They hate your guts. They hate you. He basically said, hey, we ain't gotta pay them shit. Hey, but you probably not gotta pay the people that developed the AI, but hell, that's pennies compared to paying hundreds of workers. Like, you know, we need to have these people at the throat, bro. Like, stop sipping for billionaires. Like, I just don't understand. Like that bend over dude. We did a live stream a few weeks ago on Tea Time. Like, oh man. But anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna play what he said. I mean, like, hey, cat's out the bag. I mean, you had Bill Gates out here saying the same thing. I mean, like back then, like people was skeptical of AI taking our jobs. They were quiet about it. Now they out with it, man. Like, they want to get rid of you. Like, But my question is too, where will the people go once all the AI take all of the, the customer sector jobs according to this guy? So let me play this video.
We're slowing down the hiring in jobs that are, quite frankly, soul-crushing jobs. I mean, just think about like IT support. 97% of standard software automatically.
And speaking of IT support, I now work for HP remotely, well, and basically hybridly, remotely and at the at the office. And my job is IT support. So yeah, so my job is potentially at risk, because like he said, IT support is soul crushing. It's full of shit, man. Let me continue.
Generated by AI now. And the pressure on supporting function and people has been cut in half. Customer support, 80% of the customer inquiries and cases now are fully managed by agentic AI. And think about.
And speaking of that, like when yeah, customer support, like I fucking hate talking to an AI bot. Like I want to talk to a real person in a customer support group chat. I don't want to talk to an AI bot. A lot of times, like I need specific things done or need help with specific things. Like AI can't help me with that. Like, AI asks me as, oh, what you need to see your billing account, or you need help with your account, or you need help with activation, but I need something more technical than that. See what I'm saying? Like, oh God, I just can't with these people, man. I can't. I really can't. But let it continue.
Security and risk management in real time. All the patchwork and the change management is done by agents now. And the same is true of go-to-market. Think about people that talk to customers. There's no prep work anymore. Their AI teammate is doing that for them at ServiceNow. So this.
Bro, I was at a drive-thru. I think I was at Bojangles somewhere in Georgia, and I swear to you, man, like I pull up at the drive-thru because I love Bojangles chicken, man. That's why I'm so fucking fat. But anyway, instead of me talking to a person, I was talking to an AI at the speaker. Literally, like, and it's creepy as fuck. Like I'm used to talking to humans. Like I want to talk to a human, bro. Like fuck AI, bro. Like AI could mess up my order. Like if I order what, a 2-piece box, this motherfucker think I could order like 5, 10 2-piece boxes. Like AI isn't perfect. AI fucks up. Like yeah, like I don't like. I mean, boy, but it's so much faster. That's basically what he's saying. Oh, it's so much faster. There's no prep work anymore. Like, yeah, like most of these jobs, people don't even get trained for them. Like, people have to learn on the spot, which is cheap by you CEOs. That's a ploy y'all do too. But yeah, let's take it a step further. Let's have more AI. Jesus Christ, man.
Speed of the company has accelerated dramatically. The supporting cast of the soul-crushing work is now being done by agents. They work hard 24/7. You don't have to pay them, and they don't need any lunch, and they don't have any health care benefits. So they're very affordable.
Motherfucker, most of these jobs, bro, I worked at, like, you had to clock out for lunch. Yeah, like you had to pay them during a lunch break. Oh God, man, no, they don't need no lunch, and they don't need no health care because we don't want to pay for their health care. And that's one thing I hate about us, this system. Like, why do our health insurance have to be tied to our employer? I just like this is why, another thing why people still working at these jobs that they don't like, because if they don't have health care, they're gonna die, or their family members gonna die. But since AI is taking your job, you ain't gotta worry about it. They ain't gotta worry about paying for your health care. You know what I mean? Like, you can die. Fuck you. Like, they don't like you anyway. These people fucking hate you. And AI can do everything. Jesus. Oh God. I should. Well, I fuck it. I'm finna say this. Like, I wish AI get very smart and take out the billionaires, the CEOs. Like, that'd be nice. That'd be very nice. Let me continue.
And that really complements our workforce. So we're still hiring. but we're hiring less in those supporting functions. And I suppose that's going to happen to all well-run companies. And I say that because we now need to think about how you run a corporation on ServiceNow, how you change the way you run your business processes. It could be order to cash, procure to pay, hire to retire, design to product. These are all processes that go across functions. And we need to have those 20th century org charts obliterated. We now need to work in teams. Teams need to work across processes, and the agents need to be the best friend to humans. And if we do this right, the GDP of the world will go up, companies will outperform, not just on the
Translation, he's saying like, hey, we hire less people, let AI take over more, and then, our profits will exceed our expectations. Like, he basically just said in coded language form, right? That, hey, more AI, less humans equals more money for me. This motherfucker don't give a fuck about if you get rid of most of the human beings that need jobs because the system is built that you have to work unless you get money, some other way. That like my thing is that's crazy. Like one minute these billionaires they want more people to have kids so they can be cocked to the system. And you got some billionaires where like, hey, let's just replace most of the humans with AI. Like kind of conflicting to me. But I know a lot of people saying like, hey, it's still that job. Well, what you thinking about it since, Trump is deporting a whole bunch of immigrants that are vital to our economy, I guess those kids that they want people to have, they'll work in those fields. Because, AI, I'm pretty sure AI can't work in the farm. I mean, god damn, like I wouldn't be surprised 10, 20 years from now they have AI robots working in farms. Like they'll probably be next to. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like these people are so fucking diabolical, man.
OpEx, cost takeout, and productivity, but they will be building new horizons, new business models, and new dreams on the ServiceNow platform, and we're excited.
So yeah, this man, I guess he's on TikTok. So this man literally talking this shit like it's such innovative, such brilliance. And I'm like, motherfucker, like where the guillotines at, man? Like for seriously, man. Like people, it's just still too comfortable that you hear shit like this and you don't blink an eye. Like, yeah, like people like I learned something, man. Just like when somebody has an addiction to something, like people just literally have to hit rock bottom for them to like wake up, and that's so unfortunate. Like my thing is, why you can't be like us on the left, the far left? Like we already woken up. Like we just need more people to wake up along with us because the left is so fucking small. But yeah, man. I mean, like AI's here, it's not going away. Like what they do the usual, like they put AI in your phones, or they got ChatGPT and Grok and all these other AI platforms to get you enticed into it. So then, when the inevitable happens, you lose your job to AI. I guess they'll say like, well, hey, AI is here. It's innovative. Maybe I'll find something else. Oh boy, boy. So yeah, man, and also too, I forgot to bookmark this, but I just saw today, well, yesterday actually, that the treasury, but the treasury or some part of government was now to pay down the deficit because yeah, this big ugly bill will increase the deficit. Now anybody that has PayPal or whatever Venmo or whatnot can pay to pay into the government to lower the deficit. Like what the fuck? When I saw that, I'm like, what? Nah, I'm not like, nah, man, it's parody, bro. That is some real shit. Like, these motherfuckers here, hell, boy. Like, hell, a lot of people say tax the rich. Well, they don't want to tax the rich. They want to tax your broke ass. And also, hey, if you want to lower the deficit, if you want to lower the deficit, you can, here's the Cash App and Venmo to lower, man. Total clown shit. Total clown shit. So, all right, y'all. If you're just not watching, man, hit the video. I mean, like the video. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. Um, really appreciate it. Really appreciate you guys subscribing, man. Like our subscriber numbers is going up. On YouTube specifically, and on Rumble too. We had 64 followers right now. Like that, I understand. Like this stuff is a process, man. Like it's a lot of channels that have been out longer than me, and they haven't even hit 1,000 subscribers. But me, 1.3, like that's insane. Like y'all watching us. We all putting in the work, and also too, man. Shout out to Hina. We doing a new show called Anti Empire Bites. It's basically where I talk about domestic stuff. She talk about international stuff. I kind of like that because she brings a different vibe to the network. Um, she basically joined the network, but it's not official yet. We still got air to kicks and stuff like that. She still she wants to be like a free agent. She wants to bounce around to different shows and stuff like that, So, she's not on the network yet, but I want her to be in the future. So yeah, man, like the video, and let's get to it. All right, guys. So the first thing I want to talk about here is AOC sycophants are not happy. They're not happy. They're not happy with her reasoning behind the vote on why she voted against um why she voted against well, I'm not even saying it right, y'all. Why she didn't vote yes on Marjorie Taylor Greene's amendment to stop sending funding to Israel. Obviously y'all know what she said, and the reason why this is the last time I want to talk about ALC for a while, unless you do something else differently or stupider, because I mean, at this point, like ALC, she wetted the bed at this point. Um, and these are people. Well, one of them right here on my screen, like when they call your ass out, like you really did fucked up. So, without further ado, man, let me get to it, um, and get my thoughts on the way. So,
Today, the House last Friday, the House passed the Department of Defense Appropriations Act to the tune of 830.
and let me say something else too. Like I like Francesca uh, a lot, so you know, I'm not smearing her by calling her AOC stan or sickle fan. It's just I mean, she still supports AOC. So just to clarify that, guys.
$1.5 billion. It mostly fell along partisan lines. Republicans squeaked it out in advance of their massive recess. Again, they're not going to be back in office until September because they don't want to vote on the Epstein files. Most Democrats voted against this massive appropriations defense spending bill. But it did, again, 221 to 209. 3 Republicans opposed it. 5 Democrats joined the GOP. 2 interesting tidbits. One of the people who opposed it was Marjorie Taylor Greene, and one of the people who also opposed it was Richie Torres. And Richie Torres, you'd imagine, is like all gung-ho about military aid and military spending, even if and when it includes spending for Israel, which it always does. And this defense appropriations bill was no different. The biggest news, of course, is that within the defense appropriations discussion, there was an amendment that was introduced by worst person who's making a good point, Marjorie Greene.
Is she right? Marjorie Taylor Greene is not a good person. I'm not a Marjorie Taylor Greene fan, obviously, because I'm anti-duopoly. But hey, like I always say, like my grandma always say, the truth can come out of a hellish mouth. So, you do something right, even though I despise you as a person or I despise what you do. Hey, I give you credit for it. Like I'm gonna call out balls and strikes here. Like people say, if you got to be nuanced in this space, you gotta call out balls and strikes. So, well, that's what I'm doing. Like, hey. She put the amendment out, and the only reason why she did it is because I guess she's Catholic, and she made a speech saying that Israel bombed a Catholic church in Gaza, or maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene to her credit, maybe she realize like, hey, what Israel's doing is fucked up. Like a lot of people is now, even Hakeem Jeffries of all people are now saying like, yeah, yeah, what's going on in Gaza is very extreme. Like these motherfuckers is 20. You know, it's like I know people say, well, maybe hard, but see, you still. My thing is, if you stop fuck it, you stop being associated with APAC. You make some. Oh man, sorry about that, y'all. Like I said, like until you done. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties, but I'm back. So yeah, man, let me get back to this. You know, and she got some good points too.
Would strike 500 million in funding for nuclear armed Israel's missile defense system. And it's important to phrase it that way. Israel is a nuclear armed nation, which is very capable of defending themselves. And they have been proving that so as we've watched on the world stage. The U.S. already provides Israel with $3.8 billion annually in foreign aid. $3.8 billion. That's a lot of money.
You know, about that too. You know, I understand that. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, a few other people. You know, they supposed to be America first and all that stuff. You know, all this aid going to these other countries. Why not support the people here? But I mean, like, the big beautiful bill passed, which a lot of people that's on Medicaid, which Medicaid is already defunded to begin with. Just keep it 100, or it's a lot of red tape to get on Medicaid in some states. For example, my state, for example, a lot of people lose that. So you're not really America first, you know. I mean, like I understand a lot of this is performative. Like I understand politics in the modern era, in particular, is pookie theater, as they say, performative stuff. But yeah, man. But hey, like, I mean, I agree that we give Israel all this money, and you know, and they are massacring innocent people. So yeah.
Additionally, the April 2024 security supplemental included $8.7 billion for Israel. That is nuclear armed Israel. And during the recent 12-day war, the U.S. used 15 to 20% of our terminal high altitude area defense missiles stockpiles defending nuclear armed Israel, which cost us over $800 million. The $500 million provided in this bill will fund Israel's, that is nuclear armed Israel's, missile defense system, the Iron Dome, David Sling, Arrow system. Yet Israel is a nuclear armed nation. That's a pretty big deterrent for any of their enemies. Any nation that has a nuclear bomb has the greatest threat against their enemies. U.S. aid typically accounts for 15 to 20% of Israel's defense budget, even though Israel, nuclear armed Israel, has universal health care for their citizens and subsidized college for their citizens. They're able to provide that. However, here in America, we're $37 trillion in debt. My amendment to strike $500 million in foreign aid will ensure an America first Department of Defense. And that is exactly what we need and we haven't had for a very long time.
Okay. I let her cook a little to really, sink into this. Could she say nuclear armed Israel one more time? Nuclear armed Israel. She made sure to hit that point. She's kind of like, she's kind of biting off the old Dave Smith libertarian apple here when Dave Smith pointed out on Piers Morgan that, yes, Israel has nukes. Now, what's funny is that Marjorie Greene is sort of implying that why don't they just use nukes? Or nukes should be enough of a threat and a deterrence. And specifically, again, this was an amendment to eliminate the $500 million for the Iron Dome, which is a missile defense system that the United States props up. It's a missile defense system the United States pays for and supports every single year. I think it either included in the 3.8 billion annually or separate from it. But it's a vote that has actually been a litmus test around where, specifically for progressives, on where you stand when it vis-a-vis U.S. military aid for Israel. I want to name a couple things about.
But just think about it for a minute. Like $500 million for an Iron Dome, which don't really do shit. Like, that's just obviously a waste of money. Hell of a waste of money. Like, yeah. And she's right. Like, when she kept saying nuclear armed Israel, like, yeah, I guess what she's saying, like, hey, why you need the Iron Dome when you got nukes, right? You know, hey, somebody try to fuck with you, just say, hey, we got nukes, motherfucker. Like, but yeah, man. Let me let her continue. She go get to the AOC part in a minute. That's the main part of
this speech and this amendment. Number one, notice how she didn't say Palestinians who are dropping dead as we speak.
I noticed that too. Hey, you know what? I noticed that too. Hey, see what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, yeah. Like, I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene in the past said she's pro-Israel. Like, let's not forget she said that. Remember, she said that on what was it, TYT? So yeah, like I know what's going on here. Obviously,
starving to death, who are truly, like, it feels like a final stage of this just endless ethnic cleansing and genocide. I don't want to say that because I do think we have to fucking rise the fuck up the way we did under Biden. But I know that the space and the room to really resist feels a lot smaller. But I just want to name how dire things are. Notice she doesn't actually talk about that because she doesn't care. This is someone who doesn't really care about Palestinians. This is someone who is an open Islamophobe. She's an open racist. She's talked about Sharia law.
And again, I agree. I agree. Everything Francesca said. She's right. Like, I know Marjorie Taylor Greene don't give a fuck about the Palestinians. I mean, hey, none of them really do. I mean, AOC don't herself because, again, it's like, you know, you're supposed to stay on code, but you didn't. So, yeah, I get all that. Like, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you know, isn't the only one that don't give a shit about the Palestinians. It's Democrats and Republicans alike. So, yeah.
Taking over. That is not her angle. The unspoken angle might actually be that she's an anti-Semite deep down, Jewish space lasers, etc. But the substance of what she's saying kind of rings true, right? Why do we need to give Israel more money? Let's stop giving Israel so much money. They don't need this. We already give them $3.8 billion.
Again, yes. Like, you know, despite all of her flaws, like Marjorie Taylor Greene is fucked up. I'm just going to just be blunt and direct with all you guys. She's fucked up. She's not a good person at all. But again, it's like, you say something right a few times or one time. If it's true, it's true. Like, you can't, like, with that woman that was in Trump's first administration, she said alternative facts. I forgot that woman's name. Like, there's no such thing as alternative facts. Facts are facts. Like, so yeah, man.
Dollars a year. We don't even have healthcare here. I mean, you've got this sort of like vague socialist for dumbasses, you know, line in there. You got the like, oh baby, it's almost working. It's almost happening. Now, this amendment was put forward in this defense bill, and it did not pass, resoundingly did not pass. But notably, a few Democrats actually voted for it. One Republican only, Thomas Massey, again, the only Republican also to vote against the massive spending bill / tax break / Medicaid crusher of a big fugly bill, but also Representatives Rashida Tlaib, Representative Ilhan Omar, Representative Summer Lee, and Representative Al Green, a man who wants to impeach Donald Trump on the basis of Gaza, like over his Gaza policies, a man who...
Damn, Al Green is the most moderate you can get. Like, he's not even on the left, like the quote unquote left, you know, the Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, you know, the squad left. Oh God, I can't believe I just said that. But yeah, you know what I mean? And he even voted to cut the funding. Like, damn. Like, AOC got outflanked by Al Green, of all people.
Stood up and shouted and chanted down Donald Trump to his face while Trump was speaking at the State of the Union, or whatever so-called State of the Union. But here you have 4 Democrats joining Marjorie Greene to say no more money to Israel in this time of genocide, in this time of starvation. And yet it is significant that AOC was not one of those people. And granted, AOC, of course, did vote against the larger defense appropriations bill in and of itself. So by no stretch of the imagination would this be a vote that would actually have legs or go anywhere. It's very much a symbolic vote. But that symbolism matters.
But again, yeah, I forgot to clarify this. She did vote. Well, she did tweet it that she said she did not vote yes on the bigger part of that bill, the appropriations bill, as Francesca said. But she did not vote no on the Iron Dome vote, which my thing is, again, like, why do a half-ass job when you could do the whole job and it'd be so much simpler and easier? You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, that was she trying to clarify her tweets. Like, hey, I didn't really vote for, the bill to fund Israel, but, the Iron Dome, you have to consider it as, protection, like, what? Oh, geez. Like, that's crazy. AFC doing the bidding for AIPAC, man. That's crazy.
I want to say that symbolic vote matters, even and when the person who's introducing it might be as distasteful and awful as Marjorie Greene. I think there is a way to vote for this amendment to say, hell no, no more money to Israel. Not in this time, not against international law, not when they're systematically starving people, not when they are in violation of however many international laws, not when there are arrest warrants out for Benjamin Netanyahu. Absolutely not. And also say, that being said, I do not support where this person is coming from. And I think they're bad faith and totally sus. But I will work together with this person if they're serious about taking money away from a genocidal state. That is not what AOC did. In fact, she wrote this on Twitter. She said, Marjorie Taylor Greene's amendment does nothing to cut off offensive aid to Israel, nor end the flow of U.S. munitions being used in Gaza. Of course, I voted against it. What it does do is cut off defensive Iron Dome capacities while allowing the actual bombs killing.
Yeah, ALC, because it's an amendment. It's an added piece to the bill. Like, she thought, ALC really thought she cooked there. Like, see, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she wasn't going to cut the funding in general. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, man. A lot of times I question ALC's IQ. Sometimes I really do. Back then when I supported her, people on the right used to call her stupid, and I used to defend her, but nah. Oh man, like, I mean, I don't want to go there, but goddamn, boy, you making me come to that conclusion, I swear.
Palestinians to continue. I have long stated I do not believe that adding to the death count of innocent victims to this war is constructive to its end. That is a simple and clear difference of opinion that has long been established. I remain focused on cutting the flow of U.S. munitions that are being used to perpetuate the genocide in Gaza. So I understand in part what she's saying, right? She's saying, look, the missile defense system is already there. It's been shooting down, missiles that have come from Iran. Let's be honest, though. Iran, Lebanon, Syria, countries that have been attacked by Israel, they don't have this missile defense system. Are they entitled to a missile defense system? Should we be funding a missile defense system for those countries? If we believe in peace and ending the death of innocent civilians, which Israel has contributed to, I do not between offensive weapons and defensive weapons, as if they could be distinguished. I mean, Israel.
Exactly. That point right there. That's the point that's really important too. So, like, she's trying to say, like, is it better to be offensive? Is it better to defend yourself? No. Is it better to offend yourself than defend yourself? The Iron Dome is a defensive mechanism So, I mean, why would you cut the funding for Israel to defend itself, even though like no other country has posed a threat to Israel? Israel has been the fucking perpetrator from the jump. Like, why you think they're attacking Syria? They're attacking Iran because they want a greater Israel. That what they want, and a greater Israel will also benefit the United States because the United States love to take resources from these countries. So it's a win-win situation for a greater Israel, right? But get back to the video.
Israel's entire genocide is premised on the idea that it is defensive, not that it is offensive. They are defending their right to exist. That's why
Yeah,
they have to starve and maim and destroy refugee camps with children sleeping in them. That is their position. So effectively, you're echoing their position, hook, line, and sinker, and the propaganda worked on you. The liberal Zionists, whomever they are, who are in AOC's ear, likely J Street, who are convincing them that yes, the occupation.
yeah. Let's not forget too that Zionist people was in AOC's camp from the beginning as well. That turned out to be true. So, yeah, no wonder her take on Israel, the Israel situation has been flaky. Now it makes sense. So it makes very important sense because, like again, like seeing, like she said, seeing kids and they're living in tents, um, being starved to death or being killed by Israel, like that doesn't deter you for saying like cut all the funding off with perpetuity. Like, oh my God, bro. But hey, let me continue.
Is bad, but you can't get rid of aid to Israel, and they need to defend itself. And Israel has the right to defend itself. Sure, but with its own money. Sure, but let them do it on their own. I mean, this is just
But that's the point, though. They can't do it on their own. They can't. Like, if the United States cut funding off to Israel, like the genocide will stop. The attacks in Syria will stop because they don't have they're not a sovereign. They're not a sovereign. They don't have a sovereign currency. They don't have the petrodollar like we do. Even though the petrodollar is dying too. Let's keep it 100. But again, it's like, it's kind of like gas tank in a car. You keep putting gas in it. Of course, it's gonna still run, but when the gas run out, it's just gonna be a sitting duck. It's not gonna move, and that's what Israel is. The most simplest thing, like the reason why Kamala Harris lost too. I don't know why I'm getting to Kamala Harris. We're talking about ALC here, but the reason why she lost because she did not guarantee that a fucking like you stop funding Israel. If she said, "Hey, we're gonna stop funding Israel because of the Holocaust that they're committing in Gaza," then she probably would have won. I mean, I didn't want her to win, but like let's just keep it 100. Like I know how the system is at the moment in time. You think now you'll think that Jill Stein would have won because Jill Stein said she'll stop sending money and aid to Israel. I mean, but again, it's like, but like if you know, you know. So yeah, back to ALC, man. Like, yeah, that shit didn't work with everybody. Everybody cooked your ass. Even this person right here, that's her biggest. I wouldn't say she a biggest ALC sycophant, but she supports ALC, and this is good because this makes people not hypocritical. So let me get back to this.
sort of an exercise for me in cowardice. And the reason I say cowardice is because Summer Lee stuck her neck out. Summer Lee's been in office for one term. Summer Lee just won her second election, but she is a far more vulnerable candidate. She does not raise the kind of money that AOC raises. She does not sit comfortably and safely from AIPAC, who is absolutely
Yep, APAC for her ass out too. Summer Lee gone too in 2026.
tried to take her down. You've got obviously Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, who ever since being elected have been in the crosshairs of all kinds of hatred, Islamophobic attacks, have been singled out over and over again by
And I remember Ilhan Omar back then, even back in 2019, like she was calling out Israel in APAC on their bullshit. And I remember people, I guess the Zionists back then lost their shit too. I wasn't, to be honest with you, I wasn't really enticed with that situation. And, I regret that to this day. I guess it's not my fault. I guess it's just certain narratives being played around. But yeah, like I mean, ALC is the biggest face in the squad. But she can't even do one thing that's decent. Like, yeah, like ALC is a Zionist, man. She's a Zionist scumbag, just like Bernie Sanders. Both of them a Zionist. I mean, like you said, J Street is in her face, in her ear. So, and J Street is a Zionist organization. So, yeah, that's all you need to know right there.
Marjorie Greene herself, and they voted for it. Because again, and I'm reminded of sometimes the votes that Bernie Sanders has taken and bills that he sponsored along with Rand Paul. Because when there is something very concrete to achieve, that they're seeing this as a strategic move, right? Even if the strategy is simply being symbolic. Now, I want to name that this is very different than inviting Marjorie Greene on your
But ain't that like forced to vote? Did Marjorie Taylor Greene literally just do a forced to vote strategy? Remember that strategy that divided the left, to be honest with you, to this very day? Like, just simple, like, hey, we're not going to, we're not going to give you the speakership, Nancy Pelosi, until you bring the bill, Medicare for All, for a floor vote, which, again, will be symbolic. Like, we knew that Medicare for All, even during the early stages of the pandemic, when I passed, it had no shot. But again, what it did was it put the people on the spot that don't want people to live long lives. They don't want people, the people that want people to want the American people to go into bankruptcy for medical bills. Those same people that, if you had Medicare for All, or let's take it a step further, universal health care, they wouldn't have to, they could go to the doctor free at the point of service. I mean, like, but yeah, man, but let me continue. I mean, same strategy.
show and glazing her up and down and going on Charlie Kirk and glazing him up and down and saying, why can't we just work together? Why can't we just have a beer? No, there's real legislation on the table. There's real actual things that could be happening. Yes, it's symbolic, but these are real legislators. So don't mistake me for, there is a way to say, I vote for this, but I do not endorse who is actually introducing this amendment, right? I see this as a tool. I don't support hook, line, and sinker everything that this person has said. No, I don't think we need to break bread and come together, but I will take this vote because we need to stop by any means necessary what is happening in Gaza right now. And it's really disappointing. And secondly, the fact that people like me and others have criticized her has caused AOC to follow up with things like this. Google is free.
Like, damn, like, see the people that support AOC call her out as well. See us, like, she was studying us. Like, she been and like left us out to dry. Like, she, if you know. But yeah, like the people that supported AOC, like AOC couldn't take that. She couldn't take it because AOC is a cuck. She's a cuck. Anyway,
if you're saying I voted for military funding, you're lying. Receipts attached. Drag me for my positions all you want, but lying about them doesn't make you part of the left. If you believe neo-Nazis are welcome and operating in good faith, you can have them. I don't know what to say about this.
And then, like, is she calling her constituents, Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, neo-Nazis? Oh my God! Like, when LC tweeted that she didn't think that through, like, you realize you just call out your people that you supposed to, work together as a unit, even though Corey Bush say y'all work alone, which is true. But again, it's like, yeah, like, if I'm one of them, yeah, like, yeah, that I'm pretty sure that alliance is over. Yeah, like, I'm a neo-Nazi for being on the right side of history, while you trying to deflect and saying, like, hey, I voted, I didn't vote for the whole thing, but I voted for part of it, which was amendment. I added on piece to the bill. Oh my God, I can't, man. Like, to all these AOC sycophants, man. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it 100. Like, I know most of these people will support AOC if she decides to run for president. Oh dear God, I can't believe we're talking about AOC running for president. AOC 2028, like, bro. But it's like it's coming to fruition with, the Fight the Oligarchy tour that she heard Bernie Sanders did, or like she raised $10 million or some shit like that. So Yeah, man, it's wild.
Nobody thinks you voted for the bill. We all know you voted for against the broader defense appropriations bill, just like most Democrats voted against the defense appropriations bill. Again, even Richie Torres voted against the defense appropriations bill. What we're saying is, why didn't you stand with your progressive colleagues on this issue and at least try in some symbolic way to take money away from Israel? But we now know that it's money that you think is for so-called defensive weapons, which is again a massively dangerous and Zionist position. That, you know, to my girl Angelica C's26 on Twitch saying, why would AOC fuck up like this? She was moving up, and that is my feeling exactly. I have it really pains.
I mean, like I'm gonna stop right there. Like, nah, she wasn't. Nah, AOC was not moving up. AOC was, you know, to be honest with you, AOC was being establishment. Like, that's not moving up. Moving up to me is like you're supposed to fight the establishment, but you're now part of the establishment. Like, yeah. No, she ain't moving up to shit. Like, you know, like this is the same person that says that the, you know, Kamala Harris and the Biden administration is fighting tirelessly for a ceasefire. When that came out, it's not true. So yeah, like from that point on, I will not believe anything that this bitch will say. Like, I'm just telling you the truth.
Pains me because I do think that AOC could be the future of the Democratic Party, and that could is very much dependent on how unflinching.
Yeah, the next Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi versus AOC be the next Nancy Pelosi 2.0. Literally. Yeah. Hey, you know, it might not be wrong about that. I mean, in terms of like, you know, changing the Democratic Party to what? I don't know. Like, hell no. Like, you know, but hey.
She can stand for Palestinian human rights. And the one thing that we can do, pretty much the only thing in our power to do, we cannot de-radicalize the citizens of Israel. We cannot, de-radicalize Hamas. We cannot do that. We can withdraw our money.
Hamas is a resistance group that's been, you know, like within internet. I don't think she's trying to smear Hamas, but like, you know, a lot of people don't know, like, Hamas is not a terrorist organization. So, you know, they are orphans that lost their parents because of Israel's attacks here and there. So yeah. Almost done with this. Yeah. So
it's the one thing we can do is stop funding it. It's the one thing our legislators, it is the lowest, it is the fucking bar is so low. It is the lowest bar. And so if you cannot clear that hurdle, you cannot clear a Democratic nomination or a groundswell movement to fight oligarchy, right? You have not established yourself as being anti-establishment. You continue to gaslight people. And I say that with, I would never say that someone is like beyond.
Welcome to our side, Francesca. Welcome to our side. The far left been right about AOC all this time. We told you. Like, AOC is not the person you guys thought she was. Like, I mean, she smeared the Green Party, smeared Jill Stein. She voted Prison on the Iron Dome a few years ago. She voted against a railroad strike. She voted for the CARES Act, which is the biggest transfer of wealth. You know, so basically she gave billionaires more money. I mean, like, AOC ain't it, bro. It ain't it. She ain't it. AOC is not it. I mean, we've been telling you guys this, but you know, hey, better late than never. So yeah.
Repair or reproach, or that they can't go back. But I'm not going to be saying like she's a Zionist, that should give up on her. No, man. But
yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Yeah, I gave up on her in 2021 after the fourth vote. I said, I'm done. I'm done with this squad shit. I'm done with all of them. You know, they ain't just her that did not force the vote. It's the others too. You know, but I do give them credit for like voting against the Iron Dome. You know, $500 million vote. But yeah, like, you know, one thing about me is like, yeah, I give you part credit from time to time if you do something right, but if you're not consistent, you know, yeah, I'm not gonna fuck with you like that, bro. Anyway, my thing is this, like the Democratic, she said that ALC could be in the Democratic Party and then like stop funding Israel and like I mean the House Speaker, House Speaker, well the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries take almost $2 million from AIPAC. So yeah, I don't think the Democratic Party anytime soon will allow somebody that doesn't take AIPAC money to say let's stop sending money to Israel. Like nah, bro. So hey, she partially right on some things, and some things like towards the end, I guess she, like, yeah, let's not give up on AOC because, still have faith in her. Like, yeah, like, I'm just gonna tell the AOC sycophants out there that's watching this, like, she gonna disappoint you more. So, buckle up. I mean, that's all I gotta say about that. So, all right, y'all, on to the next. All right, guys. So the next story I want to talk about is Roland Martin calling out Vicky Dillard because Vicky Dillard is telling the truth on his precious party. Oh boy. Roland Martin, man, he's a raccoon. You can't say the regular word anymore, so you got to use coded language. Raccoon, obviously, like this is the same guy that supported Hillary Clinton, and he did some of the DNC debates or some shit. Like Roland Martin isn't a great guy. And Vicky Dillard finna cook his ass, rightfully so. So yeah, let's get to it because I guess Roland Martin, I guess Vicky Dillard live in his head 24/7. Her because she's not bought and paid for by like he is. I'm pretty sure he has Democratic some type of what you call it sponsors behind him. So let's get to it, y'all. Holy shit.
Well, you all tag me because I don't be paying these different kinds of entities any mind, but this was harder to ignore. And whenever I discuss Roland, it's not because he's powerful or important or because I'm giving him undue attention. Roland serves as a proxy for the entire Democratic Party and any of the boule.
He's a token for the Democratic Party, exactly.
Folk that seek to control us, old, dead, useless, Black media, Black politicos that seek to still control us. Any remnants of that mess that we are throwing away, blowing away, mopping away, bleaching away, Lysoling away, setting on fire, whatever you want to, however you want to do your cleansing and stuff. I just remind whatever little remnants is still lingering out in the atmosphere. That's the reason why I address him, so that the force that's behind him, to whatever little degree it exists, we want to always keep them in check to let them know it's still not working. And it is our unique power. So Roland went from mocking us to he can't keep my name out of his mouth. So just recently he came out and said this. Are y'all ready? I'm gonna put this before
rent free
the screen. Like I said, I won't be long, but I will be strong. Yes, y'all listen to this. Let me make sure. Can you hear this?
When you sit elections out, you get what you get. And for the people who go, oh my God, I didn't think it was gonna go this far.
On the bottom of that of his show, it said democracy at risk. Like, like bro, democracy been at risk forever. Really, to be honest with you, going back, hell, it never really been a democracy, bro. Like, I mean, unless you're the rich and powerful, even back then, like the democracy that been written in the Constitution was meant for white, rich, landowning slave owners. So, like democracy, bro, like how can you have democracies have been at risk for Joe Biden? They've been at risk with Barack Obama, George Bush, Bill Clinton. You go back further than that. So, I mean, and really, to be honest with you, if you gonna be on the ramble of the so-called democracy, you could say the Patriot Act basically took that little democracy that you had away. So, yeah, I hate when motherfuckers say, "Oh, democracy at risk, man." Trump is a threat to democracy. No, he's not. Donald Trump is not a threat to democracy. Donald Trump is the symptom to this cesspool in this country. Shit been fascist before Donald Trump even was elected president. So I hate when people say that. Jesus Christ.
I mean, again, you can't say they didn't tell you. They said it. We warned people. Y'all shilling. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know. If I had to do a roll call of all them Simple Simon Negroes, yeah. If I had to, don't get me started. I could run the tables on Vicky Dillard, Boyce Watkins, Tariq Nasheed.
Man, he's so ready to say Vicky Dillard's name. Vicky Dillard. Man, he said it so with pride, man. Like, holy shit. Like, bro. Like, all the other people he's talking about, I'm not really a big Tariq Nasheed fan because he part of the FBA shit. But, which sound like FBI in a lot of ways. Like, a lot of motherfuckers CIA. But I need to talk about the FBA shit in another side stream. But anyway, like, dude, like these people, they have a platform, but I don't think they big enough to swing the pendulum. Bro, just admit your party sucks. And these people call out your party on a lot. Like, your party sucks, Roland Martin. Your party doesn't. Let it continue, man. Holy shit. These, man, I just can't.
Umar Johnson, Philip Scott. Oh yeah, Black Authority. Oh y'all. Look at them, they shilling. Look at them, they shilling for the Democrats. They just chill. Yeah, look at y'all.
Yes, you. What are you doing now, bro? This bro, man, dude saying claiming claiming Roland Martin and them. I guess the other three people shrilling for the Democrats, but like, ain't that what y'all meant to do? Like, that's. Oh man, them DNC checks, boy, they clear, don't they, Roland Martin? I know they clear.
Just shit. But ask Breonna Taylor mama how she feel today. Ask Tamika Mallory and the folks at Until Freedom who literally moved to Louisville, fighting 5 years trying to make this thing happen. Folk who invested time and energy, got COVID, folks was sick and all that sort of stuff. But we listened to a whole.
Speaking of COVID, like, what did your president at the time, Joe Biden, did with COVID? Like, he basically ended the pandemic emergency. He still let COVID run rampant, even though he promised that he was going to end COVID. He was going to fight it, but he really didn't. So, I mean, the pandemic's still here. Like, I'm not going to get into all that. But yeah, it started under Trump, but Joe Biden didn't do nothing either. So basically, they did nothing. I just see how you could call out both sides. Like, he basically saying like, Republicans are ruining democracy. Like, Democrats aren't doing the same shit. Jesus Christ, man.
Whole bunch of folk, Nola. Yeah, y'all just shilling. Y'all out there, y'all supporting Kamala. She ain't doing nothing. Shane Wayne backing her with. Oh, they were all running their mouths. But it's amazing how silent they are today. They ain't saying nothing, Nola, about Trump screwing those black folks in Lowndes County who got sewage backing up in their houses. They ain't saying nothing about the black folks in Cancer Alley where they canceled the lawsuit who've been dying because of the petrochemical companies there. They ain't saying nothing about the black folks who got screwed for voting rights and housing rights in Texas. Oh, they ain't saying nothing about them. They ain't saying a damn thing about them wanting to get rid of the DBE federal program. They ain't saying nothing about any of this stuff. They ain't saying jack. And these the same folk who love talking about fight. We gonna have a topic coming up next. They ain't saying nothing how under a Democrat appointee on the FCC changed the damn law when it came to how many folks were getting overcharged for making phone calls in prison. Republicans got in and said, no, we throwing that out. We're just going to discuss that next. I'm sorry. I forgot, Nola. What no tangibles.
This man don't even know what the hell he just said. So everything is all the Republicans' fault. Oh, the Republicans doing that. I mean, like Democrats done the same shit that Republicans have done. What will Kamala Harris, in my eyes, would do more differently than Trump? I mean, I said this, and I still stand by this today. I believe that we'll probably be in World War III right now if we had Kamala Harris in as president. Like, I'm serious. Like, motherfuckers thought we're gonna have World War III last month. Like, oh boy. Like, the Democrats love war just as much as the Republicans do. So, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Family. First of all, my apologies. I did not do the proper disclaimer that there was going to be something disturbing appearing on your screen. So if you got babies, I do apologize. That's my bad. I'm a 46-year young woman. I know I'm sorry for the type of pictorial violence you just witnessed there. Some of y'all said, well, Vicky, was it nudity? Was it cuss? No, baby, but it's his own brand of violence. Him being himself, beloved, is a devastation enough. Talk black to me, somebody. Beloved, I just want to show you all how the powers that shouldn't be still putting him up to keep my name out of his mouth. I'm the first one that just flew out of his mouth like that. And it's so funny. So a journalist messaged me, a pretty well-known black journalist messaged me, wanting to know, why does he just keep my name? Child, he always has my name in his mouth. It's like a ghost. And it's because
he wakes up thinking about Vicky Dillard. He goes to bed thinking about Vicky Dillard. He probably watched that video right there. He's like, damn, I want to know what Vicky Dillard said about me or my precious Democratic Party. Oh Lord, what I'm gonna do? Like, bro, that's mental illness, man. Like, just like that, like some stalker level shit right there, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm going a little bit too far, but like that's just suspect, man. It's very, very, very suspect. Like, oh God.
Because we're the true influence and power that affected the past presidential election, Senate, and House of Representatives. And we're the ones that initially mobbed. And now they're trying to copy.
You're making it seem like Vicky Dillard and other people you described told black people to vote for Republicans, which they did not do. They just basically told them the truth that the Democratic Party don't give a shit about black people. They use black people. I mean, that's all you can do, like, or just sit out, which a lot of people should have done. I mean, or voted third party for the Green Party, or third party in general. Like, but again, it's like I don't understand. Like, damn, bro. Oh man, next Roland Martin said these are they own the Republican plantation, which at that point, like, yeah, that's a smear, bro. That's defamation. But let me continue.
They're trying to invade these spaces and infect them with folks like him, entities like him. Talk black to me, somebody. Now, Roland, some of you all know that I can always drag him, but there's no reason to. Some of you may not know the story. I was just trying to tell you all where he came from, where he emerged from the underworld, the rejected part of the underworld. I don't even have a.
Yeah, really, you ain't gotta drag him in general. Like, he's dragging himself because he's looking like a fool. Like, that's just the truth.
Problem with the underworlds, but there are places in the underworlds where they got you locked up because you affect the underworlds in a negative sense, and that's Roland's pedigree, his heritage. And so Rolanda, Martina, Rolanda, Martina. But his funny looking self has always been an anti-black voice.
Yep.
Now I exposed the fact that Roland's name and emails and information came out during the WikiLeaks release. Some of y'all are saying the WikiLeaks release that exposed the United States government and other nations that was doing illegal stuff around the world and murdering and killing people and committing all kinds of war crimes and stuff. Yes, Roland's name came up in there, along with the Hillary Clinton emails. Some of you all don't understand that while he was fronting in the face of Black Americans, you all didn't know that he was behind the scenes doing the little dirty work of the Hillary.
Yeah, with the debate stuff, and and I think that's why he was on. I remember he was on TV1 back in the day. Like, yeah, I'm that old guy, so I remember. And I remember TV1 got rid of him, and it turns out that that's why they got rid of him, because of that. So
Clinton campaign for debates and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Roland, when he initially came out, denied it full throat. He gave a full throat denial. And then when they found out that they had more information on it, he changed the story. You see what I'm saying? When it's funny looking tell. He literally shucked and jived and danced with Hillary Clinton and told Hillary Clinton the way she gonna get the black vote is by dancing.
He's better. Miss Clinton, Hillary. I know how you can beat that Bernie Sanders. Here's some debate stuff. Here's some debate questions. Master Clinton. Man, I'm telling you. People like Roland Martin and these other people, like they're detriment to the black community. It's just, I mean, that's what it is.
Because she didn't know how to do the shuffle. Now he did some kind of scary gyration. Somebody put some basketballs in the chat. So I can't say, I don't pretend like I'm some extraordinary dance or anything like that, baby. But I don't know what that was he was doing. So somebody just put a basketball in the chat. I can't say that was dancing. It was some kind of rolling. That's what his name is, Roland. It's the etymology of the word rolling. When you look at Roland's name, R-O, the root word of Roland, R-O, roll. That's where you get the word rolling from. You understand? Rotund, round. He's in that family of words. Do you understand? And as the reject that he is, beloved, when he came on the scene in terms of humanity in society, or even a human being, because how many of y'all know mankind is different from human beings? It's a kind of a man. That's why they call him mankind. Talk black to be them folks. That's just we're gonna leave it right there. Well, Roland, beloved, is little Charlie, little 3, 4, 5-year-old white boy, got lost in a park one day, and it was a bunch of lakes and bodies of waters in a park. A lot of greenery, a lot of trees and stuff, a lot of bushes and stuff, a lot of little animals and stuff. And so the little white boy little Charlie, he got lost in the forest, in that little park forest. And his mommy, little Becky, was searching all over for him. And she was like, Charlie, where are you? She found him. She was so distressed, but at the same time, she was so happy because she thought that her little child got snatched up. Well, he found this thing that emerged from this lake that he was near. And he said, Mommy, it was rolling. It's round. It's rotund. I can bounce it. Can we take it home? And the lady.
Oh my God. Oh shit. Damn, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
She wasn't in her right mind because she was upset, but she was also overjoyed that she found her child, that the child wasn't kidnapped or snatched. So she just was like, yes, but what would we feed it? She said, all we got is kibbles and pigs. So they was like, okay, that'll do. We'll take it home. We'll take it home and raise it. So this is Roland's origin. You understand? This is in him. So when he acts erratic, he's moving real funny. You know what I'm saying? He come in and out like he's got consciousness and he out of consciousness, and he starts cussing us out, calling us simple Simon MFers because we want reparations. Then he starts attacking us and he starts lying to his audience. You understand? That's because.
Man, I bet Roland Martin is an FBA. I think Roland Martin's an FBA. I really just thinking about it. Yeah, like any black person that's anti-reparations, you're an FBA. I mean, what else can I say about that?
Because who he was raised by, them folks, he was raised up on kibbles and bits, which is not healthy. Kibbles and bits. To be somebody. And so when he does this erratic stuff like calling my name out, beloved, it's giving just real uncivilized vibes to it. You understand? Like real, what's the word I'm looking for? Husky.
Oh Lord.
Real husky, just husky. And so because Roland is rejected from the Democrat Party, he didn't get all the interviews he thought he was going to get. He didn't get the trash can office, janitorial, DNC.
Damn.
He's humiliated. CNN don't want him back. Mainstream media don't want him.
Damn, like all that simping and shucking and jiving for the Democratic Party, and they just throw you to the side. Like, they'll let you, have your own show and talk about them, but if you want to roll in the Democratic Party, nah, bro, we can't do that. But hey, you can like branch on your own and talk about us in a good light and praise us and lick our boots and and throw drinks and twerk all over the place. Like, I mean, like it's just like Oh my god, bro! Like that was a good analogy by Vicky Dillard. Like that shit funny as hell.
And back the Black Network News
TV
One, he used to have a show.
TV
They
One.
don't want him. Nobody want him. So
Yeah.
out of desperation, he was forced to come to social media, stay on social media. And even when he got into social media, he pretended like it was something, tried to run up the numbers so it looked like he's relevant. And then when they look at the end of the day, they saw how everybody was listening to the nobodies like the Vicky Dillard.
Exactly. Like yeah, a lot of these big personalities, they're like they buy subscribers and followers and views and shit. Like nobody watching that shit, bro. Who the fuck want to watch Roland Martin? I mean, I'd rather watch paint dry in my house than watch Roland Martin talk. Like it just, I mean, he brings nothing to the table. Maybe that's why nobody wants him. Like you suck, bro. You suck. Oh my god.
Of the world instead of him, right? It looked like he had numbers that was some folks will say trumped up, but we'll leave that alone.
Yep.
They realize he don't have no power. And what is it? You see, what is it? Then y'all know he was live one day, and when he was live, you know, I know how this works, you know, because I got, you know, my own devices and stuff like that. And so sometimes you may click on something, but when Roland clicked on something, he clicked on some footage he had of a man's bussy that was twitching down the road. And folks was like, well, you said you're married to a black woman that's a pastor or preacher or something, but you got bussies on the, okay, if that's you, that's you. But why is this on the live channel like that? And why did we catch you?
Yeah, like, you know, I ain't gonna get into all that, you know, Roland Martin, you could do you, man. Hey, you know, I don't discriminate, you know. Hey, you know, but again, it's like, yeah. She's basically just calling out his hypocrisy at this point.
With this man's behind twitching, like, oh, okay, but these are things that confuse people. I don't get confused because I never get confused when somebody that tries to pass as us. You understand? So all the stuff he said makes no sense. I'm only bringing this to your attention to let you all know that they are still intimidated by power. And this is the reason they do everything they can to try to prevent, frustrate, fall, and to diminish and to marginalize the Vicky Dillards of the world. Yes, beloved, it's not going to work. It's just proof of my assignment on the planet. And yes, we're using unusual means. And I'm going to be announcing even other platforms that your sister with the curly braids is going to be on. So we're going to continue bit by bit to grow. We're going to continue.
All right, y'all. So that's it, man. So, man, she got his ass good, boy. I knew Vicky Dillard would come with the sledgehammer. So, yeah, man. Like, Roland Martin, I mean, like, bro, you going outside, bro. I mean, you going out really, really sad. And, like, it's coming to a point in time where, like nobody really, like, nobody gives a fuck, bro, what you say anymore. Like she said, like TV One don't want you, BET don't want you, CNN don't want you. Like, like, you know, when they found out that you helped Hillary Clinton cheat in the debates, like, motherfuckers got done with you. Like, bro, like, you damaged goods, bro. That's all you is. You damaged goods. You're like the Skip Bayless of not the Democratic Party, but like the Democratic plantation space, whatever you call it. Like nobody wants you no more. Like you at one point you was on these networks and now, you know, you said some controversial shit or did controversial shit and people throw you to the side. Like nobody wants a bad reputation. So, you know, so yeah, man. Shout out to Vicky Dillard. Yeah, you know, I love her a lot. You know, like we need more sisters to speak truth to power. You know, because like to be honest with you, man, these brothers, bro, like Roland Martin, man, and all these motherfuckers, like they just going outside. So, all right, guys, on to the next. All right, guys. So, the next story I want to talk about is really breaking news. Um, this is coming from the Freedom Flotilla Coalition. So basically, it says, it really is, it's a statement. I'm not gonna read all of it. I'm gonna read parts of it because I got the video at the moment when the IOF captured the ship and held them captives. So all right. So it says Israel military attacks Handala in international waters. Um, it says for immediate release. Let me make this bigger because it's kind of small. I don't know. A lot of y'all watch on y'all cell phones and stuff. So here we go. It says Israeli military attacks Handala in international waters, abduct 21 unarmed citizens. Um, I'm just going to read this top part. It says the Freedom Flotilla Coalition confirms that a civilian vessel, Handala, en route to break Israel's illegal genocidal blockade on the Palestinians in Gaza, has been violently intercepted by the Israeli military in international waters about 40 nautical miles from Gaza. Man, they were so close too. Um, Around almost midnight, that time, Palestine time, the occupation cut the cameras on the board Handala, and we have lost all communication with our ship. The unarmed boat was carrying life-saving supplies when it was boarded by Israeli forces, passengers abducted, and cargo seized. The interception occurred in international waters outside Palestinian territorial waters off Gaza in violation with international maritime law. So basically, of course, Israel breaks another law and really nothing is being done. And also, too, just like the flotilla, the other ship with Greta was on there. Same thing happened. They held them captive, took all their cargo, which is just toys and not toys, diapers and food and other stuff like that. Like, damn, man, like like, but Israel has the right to defend itself. Oh man, people that still say that they actually have their ass whooped, like literally. Um, yeah. It says it was carrying baby formula, diapers, food, and medicine. Like, come on, man. Um, it says all cargo was non-military civilian, intended for direct distribution to a population facing deliberate starvation and medical corpse collapse under Israel illegal blockade. Um, so yeah, it says the Handala carried 21 civilians representing 12 countries, including parliamentarians, lawyers, journalists, labor organizers, environmentalists, and other human rights defenders. The crew includes, for the United States, Christian Smalls, Hawanda Arif, human rights attorney, Jacob Berger, Bob Sabiri, a Jewish U.S. war veteran, Dr. Frank Romano for France, Imana Farrell, if I get their name wrong, I apologize. Gabriella Kaphala, and, people, just people, environmentalists, journalists, from Norway. I can't Vigdis. I ain't gonna say that last name for you. United Kingdom, France, um, Chloe Fiona Ludden, and, and the journalists. Like, I mean, y'all can pause this and read it yourself. Um, so yeah, man. But I'm going to show you also to the moment when the ship was seized by Israel, the IOF. So yeah. Uh, um, so yeah, give me a sec. Damn, I gotta stop sharing this screen. There we go. Let me share the other screen here. So yeah, man, I really do fear for their safety, man. Like, you know, fortunately, the other people that was on the other ship survived. Israel didn't torture them, harm them, but here's the video clip, guys. You see it right there. Hold on. You can see a boat coming up on the top right. You see a boat coming toward. I mean, a boat coming towards the ship. So that's the IOF. Yeah, they pulling up. You see, they sticking their hands out. I guess giving them commands like, "Hey, like man, like I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Like you gotta, man, like to be in a hostage situation like this, where you don't know what could happen. Like Like, I don't want to like talk up any bad stuff, but God forbid, if you know, to be in the situation these people are. And all these people are just trying to do is just to do some good humanitarian work. That's all. That's all. They're not villains. They're not military people. But hey, people will say, "Oh, this was just defending itself from baby formula and diapers, man." Like, come on now. But I think the sound finna come on in a second. Um, yeah. So yeah, they still got their hands out. So yeah, man. Let me fast forward a little bit. A little bit. Let me see. There we go. Hey, you can see people start coming on the ship now. Yeah, they coming on. That's the IOF right there. So yeah. Man, you gotta feel for these people, man. Jeez. Yeah, you can see the gun. They got one of them got gun pointed at them too. Man, you know what though? Now I see why American police do what they do. Like, like damn, like it's like 10 or 15 of these fucking terrorist people on this ship that seized it. Like, and you notice at a traffic stop, it'd be like 10 cops as well for one person. It's just wow. And are they recording it too? Yeah. Hold on. So yeah, y'all. He cut the cameras off. I think they cut all their communications and stuff off. So yeah, man. So far that's all we know so far. Any updates that'll happen, like I'm about to stream later on too as well. I'm gonna do a lot of streaming next week, so I'm definitely gonna keep y'all up in tabs with that, man. Like for real, man. Like these people just trying to do something. Try to do some good humanitarian work, man. Like, all of this, you know, um, I mean, you need all of those IOF soldiers just for what, 21 people. Like I just don't get it. And man, oh man, like really fuck Israel, man. Fuck Israel to the day I die. Like so. All right, guys. All right, guys. So this is the last thing I want to talk about. I'm just sick of the word. Like I'm just sick of words. Like we need action. This is from Case Study QB. It says for NBC. It says 28 Western nations say Gaza war must end now as Israeli lawmakers and government rushing towards Gaza being wiped out. I mean, like, yeah, words are nice. France, the latest country, say, "Oh, we recognize Palestine as a state. We don't recognize Israel. It's Palestine." Like, but France and Germany and the United States and Canada, all of them gave Israel money and weapons. So those are the last motherfucking countries that I want to hear say that, now you're on the right side, because all of these countries, even the United States, is complicit in genocide. So let me play this right quick. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. It's 9 minutes long, but yeah, here we go.
NBC News has learned that Israel has approved airdrops of humanitarian aid into Gaza, which are expected to be carried out in the coming days by the United Arab Emirates and Jordan. It's unclear how much aid this will include, and airdrops have been criticized in the past for both being impractical and insufficient for the needs. And for most of the 2 million Palestinian civilians living in Gaza, it is going to be too little, too late. A new United Nations report says 9% of Gaza's children have severe malnutrition.
Yeah, and also too, I heard that Gaza is on level 5 starvation. So basically, what that means is that at this point you can feed them. Now you can allow aid in, food in. Like their bodies are already damaged for being starved by Israel. So yeah, man, this is man.
There have been more than 40 hunger-related deaths in Gaza this month, including 16 children, according to the Gaza Health Ministry. That includes more than 21 people this week. According to the head of the World Health Organization, there is a, quote, man-made mass starvation, end quote, happening in Gaza. As the humanitarian catastrophe inside the enclave continues to escalate, so does the international community's condemnation of Israel's conduct. 28 nations, including the UK, France, and Japan, issued a joint statement this week denouncing the Israeli government's, quote, drip feeding of aid and the inhumane killing of civilians.
I'm just tired of this fucking word. I'm tired of these statements and this word salad, like from the West. Like the West is the reason why Palestinians, I hate people say Gazans, Palestinians are in this shape right now. Like words don't mean shit. Actions do. Jesus.
Including children seeking to meet their most basic needs of food, of water and food. Adding, quote, the Israeli government's denial of it.
And also they said, we condemn what Israel's doing. Like, oh my God. I can't, man. I just can't. I can't. Oh, geez.
Essential humanitarian assistance to the civilian population is unacceptable. The statement also said that it is, quote, horrifying that Palestinian civilians are being killed by Israeli forces while trying to get food and aid. According to the UN, more than 1,000 Palestinians have died that way since May. Portraying it as an avenue to end the war and the suffering, on Thursday, the French president, Emmanuel Macron, announced that his country would recognize the state of Palestine at the UN General Assembly this September, saying in a statement that, quote, the most urgent thing is that the war in Gaza cease and the civilian population be helped, end quote. Spain, Norway, and Ireland recognized Palestinian statehood in May 2024, joining more than 140 other countries.
Yeah, that was last year. I mean, damn. Like, even last year, But this year, 22 months into this, and now France is now seeing that Israel doing is screwed up. Like, yeah, you way too late. You're way too late.
France, however, is the largest Western power to do so, and the first of the group of 7 major industrialized nations to do so. France is also a nuclear power, and more importantly, it is home to both the largest Jewish and Muslim populations in Western Europe. As he did last May, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who has vowed never to allow the creation of a Palestinian state, reacted harshly. Netanyahu strongly condemned Macron's decision, saying, as he has in the past, that, quote, such a move rewards terror. Similarly, U.S. Secretary...
Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, you genocidal son of a bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the decision, quote, only serves Hamas propaganda and is, quote, a slap in the face to the victims of October 7th. That's not what's happening here. The decision is not a product of what was done to Israel by Hamas on October 7th, the terror attack that resulted in nearly 1,200 deaths and 251 people taken hostage. This is a product of what
those numbers are flaky, by the way.
Israel has done and continues to do to the Palestinian people in the aftermath, and especially since Israel broke a ceasefire in March with Gaza. It's a reaction to the Israeli government's inhumane conduct to the constant deaths.
And that wasn't even a ceasefire. Like, Israel still shooting and harming Palestinians during that time, and then Israel wouldn't even allow aid for other countries to come in. Remember that? Like, yeah, I remember. Like, that wasn't that long ago.
Of civilians, the starvation of children, the proposals for forced displacement, and the increasingly credible allegations of genocide. Joining me now is Aaron David Miller. He's a senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace's American Statecraft Program. Importantly, he served in the State Department as a senior advisor on Arab-Israeli negotiations through several administrations. Aaron, I always, you know when you're going to get a call from me, right? Because it's that there's a lot of things happening, a lot of moving parts all at the same time, and we need some interpretation of what this all means. I'm trying to connect the dots here, but you probably can do it better than I can. What has happened this last week?
I mean, the headlines here are... Thanks for having me. Our bad headlines seems to me look even worse. You have the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza. Since March, when the Israelis resumed their military campaign, there has been no assistance getting in until May. And when they did resume assistance in May, they did it ineffectively through the creation of an Israeli-American concoction called the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which
was another ploy to unalive more Palestinian people, by the way. So, like, Palestinians will go to it, get some aid, and then the IDF will shoot them. Like, yeah. And then the United States is in on it too. Like, it's just, you know. Oh, man. Very glad this is YouTube, man. I swear. Because I can really crash the fuck out right now. But
essentially opens 4 sites in southern Gaza, which is capable of delivering, according to their own statistics, millions of boxes of foodstuffs. I think each box contains enough food for 5 days for 3.5 people. The problem is that the way these sites are operated, it results in a demeaning and dangerous, lethal scramble for food by large numbers of starving, malnutrition Palestinians in close proximity to Israeli positions. And you now have credible reports from Israeli soldiers, as well as the BBC ran a report yesterday interviewing a former Green Beret who was a contractor, who now says that the Israelis are literally firing mortar and tank rounds into large numbers of Palestinians. You've had over 1,000 killed. Look, let's be clear. Hamas exposed the entire population of Gaza to the most dangerous catastrophe, even by Gazan standards, that has existed in their history. And yet I think it's quite clear that for any number of reasons, the Israelis' view of delivering effectively humanitarian assistance has become politicized, and it's become an instrument of pressure. So that's one issue. Second, the ceasefire negotiations, which had shown some promise, appear to have been stalled now. When or if they're going to resume is unclear to me. But I would only say this, even if there is an interim...
Again, Israel never wanted a ceasefire from the jump. Oh, man. I mean, like, that's been clear enough. Like, I mean, like, at this point, like, again, like I keep saying, like, at this point now, late into the game, almost 2 years into the genocide. 2 years, man. That's just fucking insane that this been happening. But Really, it started before October 7th, but since October 7th, it's 22 months. Like, yeah. Like, clearly, if you still supporting Israel, like, clearly you should see that Israel does not want a ceasefire. And you still supporting them, you are a sick son of a bitch. I mean,
agreement, Holly, that frees 10 hostages, living 18 approximately of those who are not. That would be half of the living, half of the dead, in exchange for a 60-day ceasefire and a large number of Palestinian prisoners. Even if you got that deal, we're a long way from ending the war in Gaza. And that, I think, is the real tragedy. Insufficient leadership.
it's not a war, it's a genocide, man. Like, damn. Stop saying a war. It's not a war. It's a Holocaust. It's not even a genocide at this point. It's a war. It's a war. I mean, it's a Holocaust. It's a Holocaust, man. Holy shit. You got me fucking tongue-tied. It's a fucking Holocaust. It's not a war, bro. Stop saying a war in Gaza. Like, why y'all keep see how they keep making it seem like it's Hamas versus Israel when it's not even Hamas. Like, Hamas wants a ceasefire. Hamas said, hey, it said at one point, like, hey, you know, if you get a ceasefire, you know, you allow aid into Gaza, allow Gaza to rebuild, like, we'll leave the area, like, because they see what's going on, even though it's not their fault why this is happening. Like, it's not Hamas' fault why, like, Israel wanted to commit an ethnic cleansing for a very, very long time. So yeah, like, see how they use these words on mainstream media? Oh, what the war in Gaza, man? It's far from over. When they really should say, like, Israel's committing a Holocaust, an active Holocaust. See how they word it. So basically, I guess they trying to, like, say, like, hey, we talking about it, like, because the narrative changed. Like, the only reason why mainstream media is talking about this is because the narrative has changed so drastically to a point where, like, you can't really defend Israel. I mean, you can't defend Israel for killing Palestinians. Like, you can't. I mean, but let me continue.
Insufficient commitment and will, and decision makers, both in Israel and whoever is making decisions for Hamas, that is priding and prizing their own personal survival over the well-being of the hostages and the 2 million Palestinians.
Bro, they never cared about the hostages. It was never about the hostages. See how people get shit wrong. Like, do I think this guy is in bad faith? So, I don't know. I don't think he's a Zionist. I don't know. Maybe I'll look his ass up if I play this video. But again, it's like, it's kind of on both sides in a way, basically, even though Israel, this is 100% on Israel. Oh, God. Almost done with this.
God.
Back in the days when you were involved in negotiations, characters like Itamar Ben-Gvir were on the outside of mainstream Israeli. Now, of course, he's a senior minister who, in the allegations of genocide and allegations of ethnic and allegations of humanitarian suffering, seems to be down on starving the Palestinians. Hard to be in when France is saying they're going to recognize the state of Palestine. Countries have done so. It's largely symbolic, but the government of Israel is not in a direction that looks like it's going to calm things down.
No, I mean, Prime Minister Netanyahu, by the Knesset, will go into recess in a matter of days, and if there is going to be a deal, it will probably be because the minister will now be freed until after the Jewish holidays, late October, of any effort to dissolve the government. It's the most right-wing government in Israel's history. You've got two ministers, Itamar Ben-Gvir and Bezalel Smotrich, who are literally committed to annexing the West Bank in everything but name, and probably in name as well, and a prime minister.
Yeah, and the Israeli government voted to annex the West Bank. Like, we heard that recently too. So I end it right there, man. So yeah, man. Like, I hate to end this live stream on a negative note, but man, like, but I'm gonna say some last words, and I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna close it out. Like, Hina's right. Like, like, Palestinian liberation has to be internal. I agree with that, but again, it's like in order for solidarity to be achieved, liberation to be achieved, like it got to be nourished and man, like but every day, man, I'm praying for Palestinian liberation, man. I'm praying for Israel to be donezo, man. I really am. So, all right, guys, that's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. 'Cause I sure have, even though it's nothing to be happy about hearing that your people that you love so dearly is level 5 starvation. So yeah. Shameless plugs on the bottom of the ticker. It's been scrolling there for a while. Follow the ATP Network Twitter account, ATP Network 247. Get us to 100 followers, man. We still stuck at 66, and I'm trying to find somebody to run it for me. That'll help me out a lot because and also shop ATP merch. ATPnetwork.myshopify.com. Got Thai Peasant hoodies, shirts. ATP Network logo, shirts, hats, hoodies. We got a whole lot of stuff. Check us out there. And also, too, man, go to GazaFunds.com. It's where you can help out the Palestinians any way you can, man. They need our help, man. If all of us came together and help out these people, I'm pretty sure some of them be better off. It's a little small step. Compared to what Israel is doing, like they're not allowing aid into Gaza, but anything helps, man. And also, too, these sites, these campaigns are verified, so it's no scam or nothing. If you're curious. So yeah. All right, y'all. Speaking of the IDF, I'm gonna play the outro, and the other outro of Death to the IDF. So. All right, y'all. I'm gonna play it and then I'm gonna close it out. And also, too, have a good one, guys. Thank you so much for watching the Good Faith Show. And also, too, fuck Benjamin and Yahoo.
Death to the IDF. 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 Death to the IDF.